Hi everyone, my name is Betty Weisbrick and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today at Stamping at the Lake, I'd like to share with you a quick and easy way to use your ink pads and your embossing folders. Let's get stamping. Okay, I'm so excited to share with you this technique with you today. At my monthly Stamp Club meetings, I always ask some of the stampers, what kinds of videos would you like me to demonstrate? Because there's just so many different techniques, I just get overwhelmed. And so yesterday, Jeannie said, I would love to learn how to use our ink pads and our embossing folders together. So I have come up with 4 different techniques that you can use to accent our embossing folders and our ink. Now, the first one I'm going to do, I'm using Cajun Craze ink because I'm going to be using the brick embossing folder. And when I think of the brick embossing folder, I think of old red brick buildings. So that's why I chose to use Cajun Craze. All right, so the first technique I'm going to show you, I'm going to actually use our brayer. Now, when you use the brayer, you have to make sure that you roll it and then pick it up and roll it again, because otherwise you're just getting half of this roller is picking up the ink. So I'm going to ink this up really good. Then I'm going to roll the ink on. And I'm going to roll the ink on. Now here's another little tidbit I'm going to share with you. When you're working with our embossing folders, typically this is the front of the card, or the front of the embossing folder where it has the name. But if I feel on that, that's not as smooth, okay? That's where the grout lines are. And I want my color to be on the top part of the brick. And so that's that piece down here. So you first need to figure out where you want your color to be. So that's why I did it on that side. Now I'm going to lay this in here very carefully, and then I'm going to run it through the Big Shot. So I don't want to bring my Big Shot over, so just hang on here. I'm going to zip it right through. Zip, 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 zip. All right, now let's open this up and very carefully peel that off. And look at the look you get, okay? I kind of like it. It's very distressed, okay? So I'm going to set that there. Now that's using the brayer. Now there's another way of doing it, and I'm going to just kind of clean off my folder here quick. It just wipes right off. I'm going to actually take the ink pad directly to the embossing folder. This is going to give a dark, dark color on it. So after I do that, again, I'm going to put my cardstock in here, close it up. I'm trying to be very careful not to move it, okay? And then I'm going to zip this through my Big Shot. Zip, zip, zip. All right. So now when I open this up and take it off, look at this. A little bit darker, especially in the middle, okay? Now that's done with the ink pad. Now the other way of doing it, a little more subtle look. So sometimes if you want to use a different kind of embossing folder that maybe you don't want such an impression, I'm going to actually take a sponge, and I'm just using a little snippet of a sponge here, and I'm just going to smooth it on. And I'll show you why we're going to smooth instead of sponge. Okay, so then I will take my cardstock, put it on, zip it through, and then when I bring it out, look at the color. It's very smooth. It almost looks, it's just like the bricks are so smooth. I really like that. Okay, so that was done with the sponge. Now, last but not least, maybe some of you don't have a Big Shot. Can't imagine that. Everybody should have a Big Shot. I mean, it's the tool that everybody needs. So I'm going to just go ahead, I'm going to ink this up with my ink pad. Now you could do it with the brayer, you could do it with the sponge, you can do it with anything. And then I'm going to lay this on here, and then I'm just going to use my hands. Isn't this cool? And you could probably put the brayer over it, you just want to make sure you're getting some nice smooth, I'm not rubbing real hard, but just massaging it ever so gently. And then when I take it up, this is what I get. I just get the outlines of the bricks. So it just gives you a different look. So we have one with the brayer. We have one with direct to ink. We have no big shot, just outlines. And last but not least, we have our smooth with the sponge. And the card that I put together, pretty quick and easy card, but gorgeous. I think it's very good. So I hope you enjoyed my video today. If there's any products you would like out of the annual catalog or the holiday mini catalog, please let me know. I'd love to join you on your stamping journey. Have a wonderful day. Bye.